Today's episode of the Chasing Daylight podcast is sponsored by Chasing Aces Golf. Golf comes with pressures and expectations, and that includes what you wear. Chasing Aces hats, performance polos, and t-shirts keep you looking sharp from the clubhouse to the tee box. Visit ChasingAcesGolf.com. You can find them on Instagram as well at Chasing Aces Golf. Even the best are chasing aces.
There are three things we all should do every day. If we do this every day of our life, you're going to have, what a wonderful, number one is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number two is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number three is you should have your emotions moved to tears. Could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special.
Shout out to Jimmy V. That's the late great Jim Valvano. If anybody new to the world of sports has not watched that speech by Jim Valvano at the ESPYs, go watch it on YouTube. It's amazing. Gives me chills every time. But all I could do was think of Joe every single time I saw him cry because it happened a lot. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Chasing Daylight podcast. We are back in Vegas, all of us, and got a regular scheduled show this week. We're going to be talking a lot about Bandon because, of course, Joe and I just got back. We just had our episode that aired on Friday that talked to, where we were the night before in the Lily Pond in our room, just chatting about it. So if you listened to that, thank you so much. So this will be our conclusion of the Bandon Series. Joe and I will answer any questions Jeremy's got for us about the actual Solstice event that took place, what we did, how it went, all that. But Joe had. I don't even know how to. Yeah, spiritual. It was spiritual.
Totally spiritual.
It has been a long time since I had seen somebody moved that much. And because it was golf, it was awesome. Because it was Joe, it was awesome. And I was glad I got to experience it with them. I think the trip was just an absolute blast. I can't wait for us to be up there with more people so everybody can experience it.
Yeah.
So, Joe, I know I've been giving you shit about it, but it's awesome that you were able to have those emotions towards that place. I mean, for years, I've been trying to explain to people that have never been what it's like and being on property and seeing the courses. And when I look over at you and you're just welled up watching a video that I put together, I was like, this motherfucker gets it. He gets it.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was younger, like when a new album came out that just like hit me in the feelers and just like that feel good, it just, something that is like, it's like not crying out of sadness or happiness, but just like pure dopeness. Like it is so dope that it just moves you to be like, wow, I experienced that. Like it was incredible. Like you said, just straight up spiritual and just unlike anything I've ever experienced. Never had a golf hole hit me in the face as hard as number 16 on Bandon. My eyes welled up there because it is literally the most gorgeous golf hole I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's stunning. I
haven't been golfing forever. Yeah, and I haven't seen that many golf holes, but it's hard. To me, it'd be hard to find another golf hole as gorgeous as that. It is a thing of beauty. That just sitting over that cliff with the light haze and the ocean, and it's a drivable par 4. I mean, it just hits you right in the gut, and it was just a blast of emotion, and it was incredible. Nothing has ever hit me like that in golf ever.
Yeah, and when you got to the approach on one,
that one hit me too.
You were like, "This is insane."
Yeah, I mean, I know I've watched videos of Bandon, and Bandon might have been the most overlooked course to me, like didn't pay that much attention to it, but you turn that corner on number 1 and it's like, welcome to fucking, welcome to the mountaintop, because this is it. Like it hit me. And there's so many moments like that out there that just, it just hit me.
Yeah. So we talked on that last episode a lot about leading up to the solstice. Let's get into the solstice event for, brief here real quick. Nice redundancy there, man.
Yeah, greatly done.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts going in, waking up Tuesday morning? We had a little bit later start than the first groups. You were pumped. I know it took you almost 16 holes to calm down.
Yeah.
But because I know at the end, your expectations of the event they changed, because I know you were paranoid at first. You were a little worried if you were going to be able to make it. Thought you were going to die out there. Yeah. And then like 3/4 of the way through it, you're like, this is not as difficult as it seems.
Right.
So what were your thoughts going into that first grouping, your first tee shot, and how you were feeling?
I mean, yeah, I was definitely worried. Never have walked more than 18 holes in one day. Definitely have not played more than 36 in a day. Something about the air up there, lifted my spirits, and obviously seeing the courses for the first time, obviously like gave me momentum. Some of the birdie juice helped give me some energy at times, but it really was not as bad as I was expecting. I was paranoid and I was thinking it was going to be really tough. I pulled my own bag on the cart the entire time. Shout out Scott. He helped me a lot during the first round. I was so juiced that first round because we played Bandon in 2 hours and 30 minutes. I mean, that is fast. And we were all walking. Flew through it. Yeah. Round. It took me 16 holes to catch my bearings because I've never moved that fast in my entire life. It was a little humid. But yeah, I was jacked up, like just ready to go. But yeah, it really, really was not as bad as I was thinking. And that really helped, my mindset a bit. We finished 18 super quick, jumped over, and that transition between courses is like a blur because you're like, change your socks, grab something to eat, drink a bottle of water, swap your shoes, do this, and then you're there. And it's let's go.
Time to go to the box.
Yeah, let's go. It's exhilarating. It really is. It boosts you with a ton of energy, and you're just so hyped up. But man, that first round was really tough for me because it was something I had never experienced. I was so jacked up, especially a course I never played before, and it being, a course that is highly rated. I mean, I was so juiced.
We're Nish and Chris, two very amateur golfers on a quest to play the top 100 courses in the UK and Ireland, after Chris set this challenge on a drunken Saturday night in my kitchen. Join us on our frequently humorous journey of a lifetime as we grapple with the logistical and financial challenge of playing some of the best courses in the world, as well as grappling with our games, because let's face it, it's never just about playing. Sometimes the score matters too. Listen to the Top 110 Golf Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, so were you surprised at all at how, I know you said it goes really quick when you hop on the shuttle and you go, but did that catch you off guard at all? Like, holy shit, I'm not ready for this? Or were you like, okay, this is what we do, let's go?
No, it didn't really catch me off guard. The only thing that really caught me off guard is how much of a difference a new pair of socks makes. It is drastic. It is drastic.
Right?
And shout out Pat. He brought the medicated Gold Bond, which was a slip-on thing that we didn't think about after our third round, and that that's a move right there, and that helped a lot on the final one.
Yeah, I mean, I had the body glide, which helped a ton, and I put it on my feet and covered my whole nether region in it. But when he pulled that out, he's like, "Hey, you want some?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Don't worry, I haven't dunked my junk in it yet." I'm like, "Oh, all right, no, thanks." So I take my socks off and put it on my feet, and it was like,
oh, it was beautiful. Beautiful
it was so
moment.
nice. And then I put my socks on, and it felt so good. And when you put your shoes back on after that, I mean, it was so. And then he disappeared for a little bit and came back, and I knew what he did, and I was like, damn it, I really need to go do that, because I'm sure that feels even better.
Yeah, that was a great move. Definitely a slept on situation that we didn't think of beforehand, but also shout out Pat and Glenn, great playing partners out there.
Dude, we
Tons
absolutely had the best grouping. No disrespect to Andrew, but it was the most fun I've had, because our playing part. Because I mean, we've played with some decent people, Andrew and I. No fuddy-duddies. There was one guy that was kind of a stickler for the rules and stuff like that. That was like, dude, this isn't the place for it. But
right.
for the most part, they've been good people. But Patrick and
Glenn.
oh God, Glenn, thank you. They were amazing.
The best.
They were so much fun. And,
I just loved when we were on the first green and they're like, "So how do we do this? Do we just putt?" And we're like, "Yeah, just go at it." And the rest of the day is just no ball marking, just putting.
Oh, no,
awesome.
you just get up there and go. They were all for it. And they were like,
yeah,
it was great. It was a great time. And they had a caddy by the name of Adam, the first 36. And then Hirsch, who is another character, unlike any person I've ever met before. That was an absolute blast.
Oh, yeah.
And so we got to the first green, or the second tee box on, maybe it was the first tee box on the first hole at Old Mac. And we're like, because Joe ended pack with a birdie. And they had their little flask of birdie juice. And I haven't had a swig of whiskey in 25 plus years. And I declined the first one. But then the next one, I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, I'll do it." And oh my goodness, did that help? Did that
it was a boost of energy. It really was.
It was a boost of energy. It gave you just not even like a buzz, but just like you had a beer.
Like
without
a jolt.
drinking a beer. Yeah. And they poured one for her, and she's like, "Think I found my group."
Hirsch was awesome, man.
He was awesome. So afterwards, I didn't think I was ever going to do this, but after some poking and prodding and persistence from Joe and Scott, we went, after we got done with walking 30 miles.
72 holes, which I birdied 72.
Yes, you did. I missed
Had a
my
look at
birdie
Eagle.
putt. We headed over to the preserve, and we did a little 3-club challenge with Scott, and went barefoot after Joe did it the first day that we were there. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. And oh my God, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Playing the preserve, sun's going down. Look, watching for the green flash as the sun went away behind the water. Just the incredible views. It was still windy as hell. Scott's playing with a chutter and a square strike, which was absolutely hilarious.
Oh man, that was great.
It was so much fun. Just an absolute blast. I'm still feeling it a little bit, but
so am I.
Okay, good. So
honestly,
Jeremy,
but day of though, like I didn't feel any pain day of really, other than a little tightness in my back once we hit the 4th round. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean all day I was saying we're doing preserve after, and Matt's like, we'll see, and then
because I know
Scott,
what the next day is like.
Scott's saying like most of the day too. He's like, "I'm down, let's do it," because that's the only course that they can play with their groups. So he's like, "I'm down, let's do it." So we finish up Sheep Ranch for our final round, and I'm like, "We're doing preserve," and Matt's finally like, "Yeah, all right, let's do it." And Scott even leaned over me while we were playing, when we were stepping up to preserve for our next 13. He's like, I'm so glad you talked him into it. Like, because that was, I mean, other than the 16th green on Sheep Ranch, so hole 70, that was the funnest time I have ever had playing golf because we didn't care about score. We had 3 clubs. We had to figure out shots. We had to do half swings, hard swings. It was a blast, and the sun was going down, and it was like a little windy. It was barefoot. It was the time of my life. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty freaking amazing. So, Jeremy, after watching our Instagram posts and TikToks and videos and everything and just the texting back and forth, I hope you have like 400 questions. I know you probably don't, but I want to hear some of your thoughts and any questions that you might have. Oh, real quick, before we do that, I banged up my knee. It's I don't know what, I've torn something or twisted something swollen. My knee is all jacked up. This is just really quick. I want to give a shout out to Brandon's dad, Merlin. So we got done playing sheep in the morning the day before, and him and his dad were sitting on the patio. And I limped over and said hi, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "I banged up my knee. It's jacked up." And they said, "Are you gonna make it?" I said, "I'll figure it out, but it's hurting pretty bad." So we're gonna go get some liquid medicine and see if we can make it feel better. And then later on that evening, we're at the Punch Bowl at the welcoming ceremony, and Joe and I are putting. And Merlin comes up to me and says, "How's your knee?" He goes, "I see you're gimping around." I said, "Yeah, it's still hurting." And he pulls out a knee brace and hands it to me. And he goes, "Here you go." I go, "What's this?" And he goes, It's one of my knee braces." I said, "Well, I can't take it from you if you need it." And he's like, "No, I bring an extra one." So he goes, "I see you limping around. Please take this." And, incredibly grateful. I put it on and it instantly felt better. And so shout out to Merlin and Brandon for helping me out with that. Brought it home, washed it, sent it out in the mail today. And nice. It was, I mean, that's the kind of people that you're dealing with.
Totally.
The good people. Not the jerks in the airports that tell you to invest in headphones. But those guys are amazing. Not only did this is like their 3rd Solstice that they've done, but then yesterday,
crazy man.
Yeah, yesterday they went and competed in the
Chambers Bay 72
Solstice.
Holes.
Yeah, they did another 72 holes at Chambers Bay. So they're troops, man. Big shout out to them. They listen to the show. So thanks, guys. That was amazing. All right, Jeremy. Hit us with your best shot.
I do have some questions, but first I want to comment on Joe, his spiritual time.
Yeah.
So Joe's actually, a lot of golfers, I think, majority of golfers, me included, when you go to the golf course, you just play what's in front of you. A lot of people don't think about the whole course, the history, the atmosphere. Joe's the first person that made me realize all that. So I'm not surprised at all about how that went. Joe has always been kind of that person that's, I don't want to sound like cheesy, but like that spiritual connection to a golf course. So, absolutely. And I learned that from him. So I learned to appreciate a course in that way, which is, Torrey Pines was kind of like that. Harbor Town was kind of like that. And it's kind of how I think now, so I'm not surprised. So I think that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, dude, wait until you play Bandon and you step, like I'm about to well up right now because on number, you turn that corner and you walk towards the 16th tee, I'm telling you, there is nothing like that in golf. Yeah. It was.
You can't prepare yourself for it. You just can't.
It was insane. And pictures literally do nothing for that at all. Not video, nothing does a single damn thing for it except being there. You'll never
that's
realize
true
what it's
like 99% of the courses too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because, looking at the pictures, of course it looks awesome, but it's like...
You're like,
that looks cool, great. But I can't get the vibe through the picture, but I'm sure it's way
not
different
at all.
In person.
What's insane about that 16th is, most of the the photographs are from the tee box or from drone above it. Occasionally you'll get one from the green looking back down the fairway, but it's hard to see the hole from that perspective because there's so much that drops down below and then goes up to the tee box. So it's kind of, it looks like a par 3 almost from that perspective. But what you don't see when you're standing there, because you just came off of a really fun par 3, and you walk up and you have the whole ocean in front of you. You can see some of the other parts of the course. Then you turn and you've got this perspective of this hole that's just, I mean, it's so daunting. And you're like, you find out you can drive it. And, I mean, you know that from the videos and everything, but there's like so many choices. Which way is the wind blowing? How far am I hitting it today? Where's the safe spot? Where's the danger spot? What's too much? What's just right? Do I play
it presents
safe?
you with a lot of choices.
And then you have, while you're standing there, you've got this incredible, just unbelievable view of the ocean and the cliffside and the course, and it's just so much to take in.
And there's nothing beyond it. There's no golf holes beyond it. You don't see any town. You don't see anything. It's like marshland, Pacific coast, and that's it. Nothing else behind that hole.
It's breathtaking.
And David McClay Kidd said, any other developer of a golf course would want to put the clubhouse there because that's the spot. Thankfully, Mike Kaiser, believed in him and said, you cannot put the clubhouse here. This is the course. This is what it's about. This is, links golf. So thankfully that hole is there because it could have been a clubhouse, which would have
been terrifying.
I mean, the clubhouse would have been sick. Yeah, the clubhouse would have been sick, but that golf hole, there is nothing like it.
So is 16, it's Bandon Dunes, right?
Yes.
Correct.
And it's the one when the U.S. Amateur was on, they were hitting drivers at the green, but you couldn't see it because it was fog. Do you remember watching
Correct. Correct.
And they would hit driver, and they knew where to hit it, but they could never see it until they get up there and they're on the green or whatever.
Right.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a dog leg unless you go straight at it. It's kind of all carry. There's kind of like a bunker kind of situation that splits the bottom fairway from the top fairway.
The more you go for the pin, the more you have to cover.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like 260 carry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the less club you take, the further left you have to go before you're laying up before the bunkers.
Unless you go straight at it, because then you're kind of blind. What a brilliant hole.
Yeah, I had my best tee shot I've ever hit on it. I was pin high just left because I hit it left because I don't have enough to carry. And I got a nice
I think
roll.
you could have. I hit
don't
my
know.
5-wood.
Yeah, I know. I think I probably would have ended up in that brown rock.
Where did you go, Joe?
He went right.
I went. Well, I hit the like the left edge of the green with a cut. Hit a 5-wood. I didn't think I had enough to carry it with my 5-wood. But Scott kind of talked me into it because I pulled driver and he's like, no, because I was hitting my driver incredibly well.
Oh my god!
But I pulled my 5-wood and just kind of gave it a good lash with the prevailing wind from the north. It kind of just ended up just in front of the green, chipped up, missed my birdie putt, burned the edge. But yeah, it was. I mean, because in the summertime, it's the north wind is helping on that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The fog just made it such a different.
It's just like
hole.
that haze is so
And
sick.
it's thick and dense, and the ball doesn't obviously go as far.
Did you guys get fog?
You got some haze, not
Yeah, some
fog, but like
haze.
some haze.
We had a little fog driving there, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
It was supposed to be really foggy at Sheep during the Solstice, but it never happened. When we were on to Old Mac, the last couple holes at Old Mac before you head back to the clubhouse they're not...
You could see it rolling in, but it just didn't make it.
It just didn't make it.
Okay. So I do have some questions, and I only know this stuff about Bandon because of you guys. I don't know anything else. I don't know much about the Solstice. So these are kind of dumb questions, but maybe people want to know. So
Fire away.
Totally.
each club, they have their own clubhouse.
Correct.
Each course. And are they like full? Is there like a main Bandon clubhouse, or are they kind of each has their own main clubhouse?
So most of the clubhouses are fairly small, Old Mac being the smallest. Bandon has the biggest, obviously, with where people congregate the most. It has, a restaurant. It has the big pro shop, the big Bandon pro shop. It's got guest services. It's got some rooms. It's got the Tufted Puffin lounge restaurant, the Forges over there, smaller, Bunker Bar down below. Pack Dunes, Pack Dunes has a pro shop below. It's kind of like a really cool 2-story situation where it's kind of built into.
It's almost like a
dune.
bunker.
Yeah, it's like built into a dune. So when you're on the other side of the pro shop, you don't see the bottom. You just kind of see the top, which is the restaurant. Old Mac is super small, like really, really small. Sheep Ranch has its own, which is a little bit bigger with mostly outdoor seating, where the pro shop is kind of built in with almost like a sandwich shop inside the pro shop, which best food out there. Sheep Ranch, incredible. God.
Okay, that meatloaf you kept posting, wow. Every time I saw that, I'm like, damn, that looks good.
I'm telling you, man, like it's not the greatest meatloaf in the world, but after playing Bandon, like 36 holes, whatever, 85, whatever you do, that meatloaf just hits you in the right spot.
But the Black Forest ham sandwich is the greatest Black Forest ham sandwich in the world.
And the corned beef breakfast burrito
is amazing.
Ooh, insane at Sheep Ranch. We went and got the hot pastrami hoagie as our last meal there at Sheep Ranch. Does food properly.
Dude, it is so good. Oh my
so
God,
good.
It's so good.
Wow, I could live off the Bandon food shack for sure.
Yeah, oh my God.
I gotta be fine.
Yeah.
Is it super expensive?
Surprisingly not.
Okay.
The food?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about the whole place?
No, the food. I know the price of the event and
the food. The food's not overly expensive. I mean,
your ham sandwich was like $8. My breakfast burrito was $10.
And when I got it, I'm like, this isn't that big. And then I opened it up and started. I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna be able to finish this half.
And the meatloaf is $17, which is a generous portion, and that's a great deal in my opinion. $17 for that meal.
That was a meal. That was a meal on its own.
I couldn't even finish it the last time we had it. It was so much.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Right,
so next question. What tees do you play from? Does everyone play from the same tees in the Solstice, or do you choose your tees and whatever?
They have all the tee boxes open. You could play because there's some ladies that play a little bit up. We played the green tees, which is kind of one up from the back. It's not long. None of the courses are overly long. Mm-hmm. It's link style, and it's not.
I would say we played an average of like 63 to 65 for the most part.
63 to 62, I'd say. They're not long. The courses aren't like. I think Pack Dunes we played 6100. Okay. Yeah. So, but everybody said Patrick and Glenn said we're playing the greens, and I was like, yeah, that's what I planned on playing too. That's what Joe and I had played, sheep and trails at the green.
Yeah,
and,
I probably should have played one back because I was hitting my driver so well, but I wasn't going to throw the momentum away. Like
you totally could, and you would have handled it with no issues whatsoever. But I don't think it's a course. I don't think the courses are something you could just bomb your way around, because you're going to get yourself in trouble if you're just a little off, because. I mean, the rough areas, the fescue and the bunkers that are out there, the courses that have them, you're screwed.
There is a lot of danger lurking around every corner. Mm-hmm. A lot of danger around every corner.
Yeah, seems like it demands creativity and shot making rather than brute force and whatever.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Old Mac, which quickly became my number 2 after playing with Scott the last time, and I loved it even more this time. It forces you to be creative.
Yeah.
If you're not a creative player and you're just I hit a draw, I hit high wedges. That's my game. You're not gonna enjoy it because it'll just eat you up. It'll chew you up and spit you out. Scott was telling us a story. Some guy came into town and with his wife and his friends, whatever, and he was saying he was a +2. And Scott's like, oh, yeah, pretty good golfer. And he's like, yeah, I play a high cut. And he's like, and what else? And he's like, that's my game. I'm a high cut. And he's like, you're no +2.
Yeah, you're going to get ate alive.
You're going to get destroyed out here. And the guy was kind of arrogant. And so Scott played him for some money and whooped his ass because you can't play those courses with one shot. You just can't.
No.
I tried for 4, 5, 6.5 whole rounds of golf to get Joe to chip with an 8 or a 9 iron just so he could experience it. He refused to do it. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no,
I
not my style.
I was chipping with an 8 iron all the time. All the time.
Yeah, and that's one thing they say out there is you can't pitch or chip with a lob wedge because it's going to get destroyed. But it might, for the most part, it did, right? Though, because it's the firmest turf I have ever played on in my life, no doubt about it. Those greens out there do not compare to Paiute at all. They are so much firmer. They have so much more contours on them. But, me not being a chipper with an 8 iron or 9 iron or pitching wedge, it's just, I don't know how to judge that. And it's not my style. I mean, I can manipulate a lob wedge as much as I want. I can hit it low. I can hit it high. I could, spin it more. I can do whatever I want with it. So it's just not my style. And you probably do have to have that out there, but I just don't have the knowledge on what my 8 iron carries with a little putt or a little chip, and I felt way more comfortable with my lob wedge. I did not feel as comfortable with the firm greens, though. Yeah, no, it's not happening. I told him, I'm like, it's not happening. I'm not doing it.
Like, just do it.
He's like, just try it. I'm like, I have no idea how to compute that.
So do you feel like you're in a rush the whole day on the Solstice?
The first round for sure, guaranteed. I felt super rushed the first round.
Yeah, his heart rate was probably 155, 160 the whole entire first round.
It was over 120 the entire round. I looked at my watch. It was over 120 the entire round. He was jacked up. I was juiced, man. Super juiced. I mean, I laced my first tee shot, like super laced, and then that first approach shot hit me, and I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. Like, and it's hard to digest it because you're trying to set the pace for the day, so it's just like move. And like I said, Scott helped me out a tremendous amount on that first round. He was pulling my card in situations, and that first round was took me a minute for sure.
Yeah. So is it? I mean, everything. The tee box is close to the greens. Super. Obviously there's some elevation changes, but nothing drastic. Is it a pretty easy place to walk?
I think it's very easy to walk. There are some holes on some courses where it's a little bit of a trek because they kind of intermingle and cross over, and like you're going down like the 3 fairway on Pack. The 3 fairway borders the 4 fairway coming back the other way. That borders the 13th fairway or the 14th fairway coming in. It can get a little confusing and.
It can definitely get disorientating. Like if I didn't have Matt there or Scott or the caddies, like I was like, okay, where should I leave my cart after I place it to pull my putter? Oh no, we're on this side.
Especially at Dunes, the Bandon Dunes, because it's like a wide open area that the next hole could be in any direction.
Totally.
And so
there's no flow. It's just a bunch of holes.
No, there's flow. It's just you don't know.
It's just different.
Okay. Yeah, you just, if you've never played it before, you don't know where the next one is. But there is flow, totally flow, but it's just You know,
it's almost
and
like
that could be me.
segmented flow.
Yeah, and that could be me just like being so jacked up on Bandon. Like, you know, it looks like there's cartwheels rolling that way. So I put it over there, but then it's actually on the other side. And there's definitely flow. It's just, it can, if it can go any way. That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So Matt, I've got a question for you. So
Okay.
what did you learn, or what was what changed in your mind when you played this time versus the other times you played in the Solstice?
The later start, I thought I was going to like because get a little bit more sleep. But I think I'd prefer to tee off as the sun's coming up versus it being up already. I mean, it was still low in the sky, but you know, the 5:20 tee time I think is ideal compared to 5.
Yeah, I mean, it was only an
6 to
hour
10.
difference, really, but we could have squeezed in another 18
Yeah.
if we had started earlier, and I would have talked Matt into that for sure.
The other thing is I had so much more fun, and you know, Andrew is a good friend of mine, but I'm much closer to, you know, you and Joe and our clique around here because we hang out so much. But I just it was just more fun. It was more fun. The guys that we played with were, I mean, amazing people, and we're really fortunate to get paired with a group like that because they were just having fun too, and nobody was really pressuring anybody. Everybody was cheering everybody on. There was, you know, Scott is just a fantastic caddy and person who has amazing knowledge about the course. I think if I were to say the biggest thing was I had more fun and I let myself have the fun. I didn't, my knee was hurting, but I didn't let it bring me down. I just, you know, kind of went through. And I think the other Solstice events that I did, I was water, banana, water, banana, water, apple, water, banana, you know, and then afterwards have a couple drinks. But I think having a beer here and there throughout it really helped, you know, keep the edge off.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Joe. So since you were a noob going to the Bandon and the Solstice, what's the one thing that just like blew your mind that you was better or just crazier than you ever expected?
I mean,
Start.
yeah, almost. I mean, like literally almost everything. The courses were way better than I thought they were going to be. I mean, I have watched and digested so much content and so much video. I've watched those no laying up videos at least 10, 15 times each course. I have looked at the yardage maps. I have looked at the menus for the restaurants. I have looked at the maps, you know, dozens of times, especially leading up to it. And there is the literally only way to describe it is Disney World for golf. It's, you know, when you go to like, I mean, I'm not a big Disney person, but like my mom is, so she goes to Disney World, and you know, there's all these different worlds that she can go walk into, whether it be, you know, the original Disney World or Hollywood Studios or Animal
Safari.
Kingdom, you know, all that shit, right? So, and you see a person, if you're at Disney World and you're a Disney freak and you see a person with a, you know, because people collect those Disney pins, you see someone with a Disney pin that you wanted and it was a super rare one and you see it around their necklace, like that's an literal instant connection. You know that
Like
they're
I've
there
seen
because
a Titleist hat on somebody.
yeah. I mean, for the most part, right? But at Bandon, everybody there is there because they 100% love golf. They love great golf. Probably it's you know, it's top 3 in their life, guaranteed.
The
it's
head
not
cover
easy.
game is ridiculous.
Yeah, you see Cape Kidnappers, quarter zips. You see Marion head covers, Pine Valley vest all over the place, and all these people love golf. And when you're sitting in these restaurants or or you're getting a coffee, you just hear these conversations, and it's like, you know, I hit the shot on 16 on Bandon today. It was incredible. Oh, I duffed it here, but I recovered and I made a birdie, or whatever it is. It is literally all golf all day, all the time, with incredible golf courses. The service is, you know, and I work in the service industry, and I've worked at Four Seasons and some top resorts in town, and it's, you know,
They can learn a lot.
Oh, totally. Everyone is there to cater to you. It's the greatest place I've ever been, for sure. And that really blew me away.
Totally know why Matt Janella named his son Bandon.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's when you're there, you just feel welcomed. You feel part of something bigger than yourself. It is. I did not expect to, you know, feel that way. Like, obviously great golf, of course, guaranteed, but it was on a whole nother level, and it was incredible. And I was about to tell Matt, like, hey, let's just try and book something for October or something, because I got to get back here. You know, they say before you leave Bandon, you're trying to plan your next trip, and I was trying to plan. I almost mentioned it, but I was like, well, maybe we'll get in the Solstice. I want to know when I'm going to be back there, because it was incredible.
That good.
Dan and I are in for next year, so if we don't get in the Solstice, we are going to book our own trip.
Nice.
We were on the shuttle. This dude waited 2.5 years. 2.5 years to get there.
Wow.
Yeah,
And the only reason he got in is because they opened up new lodging. Crazy.
Yeah. And there we met. I thought I was going to have some clout walking around saying, this is my third. I'm participating in my third. And then you meet people that's their sixth. It's their eighth. We met how old was he? 82 years old. He'd played in every single one of them. He's one of the directors of golf instruction on the property, and he's played all 12, which was insane.
Wow.
Yeah, he was pushing his own cart. Which I that's another thing. I have no regrets about taking a caddy, because it's a haul. I pushed for trails and sheep the days we played there, and no issues. I didn't struggle with anything with that. I'm sure I could probably carry my own bag around it, but I didn't want to. Just didn't want to, and I didn't want to have to worry about that and have that extra weight. I mean, it's 30 miles you walk.
Yeah.
So did you see more Mackenzie bags or Jones or Vessel?
Oh, man, that's a good question.
Seemed like Jones would be the one.
I know there was a ton of Vessel. There was a lot of like logo bags from the clubs that the guys play at, just like the like the Titleist, the Ping Hoofers that have the club logo on them. I didn't see a ton of, because I mean you're walking.
That's true.
It's you're. I think the majority of guys, like Joe, even brought his dusted off his OGO and brought it out there.
Brought the OGO, not the Vessel.
Yeah.
Is it lighter, or just has more better pockets?
It's a little lighter. It has more pocket area. I totally think I could walk it, the Solstice, if I had the correct bag. But yeah, like Matt said, there's a lot of Titleist and Ping Hoofer bags, but you see a lot of cool head covers out there. That's for sure,
dude. I mean. Joe's like, dude, did you see that Marion head cover? I'm like, yeah. And then we're standing in line at the punch bowl, and the guy getting some beers, and the guy behind us is wearing a
Cape Kidnappers
pullover, and we're like, dude, these are ballers around here.
Yeah.
These guys, you're around like golf.
That's what's so cool is you can literally engage with a conversation with anybody on that property at any time. you know.
And Joe even took it to the next level. We were at the Salt Lake airport and some guys wearing a looper hat. And I mean, Joe was like they were best friends, walked right up to him. He goes, "So you caddy the Solstice?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I played in it, but I love my caddy so much I bought his hat."
Yeah.
That's the kind of experiences you have, you know?
Yeah.
Joe was like, "You're one of us. You're one of us."
and at the Eugene airport, I saw someone wearing the Solstice shirt. So I went up to him, like, "Oh, how'd you do yesterday?" I gave him some stickers, and it's just like immediate connection.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's one thing I completely and utterly dropped the ball on was stickers given away for the podcast, and I just wasn't even a thought in my. And I told Joe, we were on the second hole at Trails, and I'm like, we need to start talking more about the podcast because this is our audience. You know, everybody that we're engaging with right now is our audience. So really kind of stepped it up and started talking more about it after that. But yeah, the next one that we go to, I will have probably 5 pounds of stickers to be giving away.
Yeah. Literally the audience, for sure.
Next time,
100%.
Next year we should drive. We just leave a day earlier and come home a day later.
It's like 14 hours.
It is 14 hours, but how long did it take to travel back?
Back wasn't as bad as there.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we had,
You went
it
through
was the
Seattle
layovers
going,
that,
right?
yeah, it was the layovers that killed us because, I mean, it's not that long of a flight. I mean, the flight to Seattle was what, 2.5 hours, almost 3.
Yeah, but we waited in the airport for 5.5, 6.
That's what sucked. You know, then to catch a small plane to go to Eugene. And I mean, the Eugene airport, the Henderson executive has got like serious game on them because that Eugene airport, it is tiny.
Yeah, very tiny.
Yeah.
But we did talk about it. We're going to, next time it's into Portland and driving from Portland for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we fly
Yeah,
it,
I was
it
gonna
would be
ask
that. Yeah.
How long is the drive from Eugene?
2.5.
2.5 to 3 hours. It depends on traffic. We left on a Sunday morning, so it wasn't that bad. And then I kind of took, I wouldn't say the longer way, but I went down south pretty far and then cut across, kind of came back up to it. That was like the original way that I got there when I went with my family. And then on the way back, we took the route. Oh, no, we went straight into Eugene. We went Eugene right out to the coast and down, which I think that way was even quicker.
Yeah.
Because normally when Andrew and I, when we've done it and stayed in Eugene, we stay right on the 5. So it's just, or it's 5 or the 15. I don't know. It's 5. And you just shoot straight down. So we just left right south out of town, but Joe and I were kind of on the east side of Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
And probably would have been quicker to go that way. So I'd say 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's an easy drive. It's nothing crazy. You get some single lane for a while that, you know, and then coming back during the week, there's always construction that you got to be on the lookout for.
It looked cool, so I don't know if that was the drive. I'm sure. I mean, just pine trees both sides. It's just. I'm sure you're just excited and antsy the whole time. You're just like, are we almost there?
Well, I told Joe, I said, you'll see, because Joe's his first time in Oregon in the Pacific Northwest, and I said, you'll see once we start driving, once we get out of Eugene and into the hills, you'll see why I now believe Sasquatch is real.
Yeah.
Because he could totally live out there and no one would ever know.
There's so many damn trees. And they're
It's
close
ridiculous.
together.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't have any more questions, but I don't have any questions, but I loved seeing the experience. I don't check Instagram really anymore, but I knew you were there, so I was checking it constantly just to see stuff, and so I appreciated seeing it. You guys really, I mean, from my perspective, that's what I wanted to see, and I love hearing your experiences.
So you're not going to ask.
I do want to know your scores. Did you keep
The
your
scores?
scorecards?
Yeah, for the most part. For the most
So
part.
I've got one score that I still have to fill in, and that was our Sunday round at Sheep. my scorecard is in my golf bag, which will be here tomorrow. But let's see. If I look at mine, I started the trip horribly. That Diamond Woods course we played, I shot a 90 that day. Joe shot a 70. You shot an 80, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah. And then on trails, that's the only round that I bested Joe. I shot an 82. He shot an 86, 80, 82, and so 85. That's when I went 36, 46. Just fell apart on the back. Then on sheep, that's the one I got to finish. Joe shot a 84. And then first round of the Solstice, I shot an 87 and Joe shot a 83.
Which was probably more 95.
Yeah. There was a lot of gimmies.
Yeah, a lot of gimmies on that one.
And then I shot an 87 on pack and Joe shot an 81.
No, 80 on pack.
72 and 9 is 81 is what I got. Or is it a 71? Is it a par 71?
It was a 71.
Okay, so an 80.
Yeah.
And then I shot an 83 on Old Mac, and Joe shot 81. And then I shot a 90 in that tornado.
Oh man, that wind was crazy,
And
man.
Joe shot an 86. So, yeah, Joe hit his driver better than I've ever seen him hit it. Like, it was consistently his weapon. It just was and it started from the first round we played.
Yeah, I was nailing that thing.
It was just unbelievable. I mean, so many times the caddies from the other groups that we played with the first 2 days, because Scott didn't caddy for me on Sunday, they were like, "Oh my God!" I mean, he was just killing it.
I was shaping it pretty good too.
But you did have a problem with your wedges. You were shanking wedges like I'd never seen you shank wedges before.
Well, yeah. So the beginning of trails, first round out there, definitely was shanking some shots. In the first round of the Solstice, I was definitely shanking them. I did have some other shanks, but yeah, I'm just calling that just jacked up on Bandon.
He was so pumped up.
Oh, totally.
Hey, we did. Let me bring this up again real quick. I could probably do it here. So we said we'd give something away, and for anybody that left a review, we had 2 people leave a review, and the one person is, let's see, does it show? Oh, I can do it here. It's from MI2 Vegas Golf. I feel like I know who this person is, but I don't know who this person is by that name. They left a review and said, "Hey, if I win, because it looks like I was the only one who left a review, just give it to somebody in the VGN."
Oh wow!
But there was one other review from the title is Bandon Merch. So I listened to you guys on Spotify, so I had to come over here and drop a comment. Great show, boys. Keep it up. With a couple flexes and some beers. But their name is Benjaz? Dirty Benjaz? Jaws? I don't know. Whatever. But I don't know who you are. So it's going to be hard for me to do that. So if you're listening to this, and I just said horribly your username for that review you left, DM me a message on the Chasing Daylight Podcast Instagram account and screenshot your review with your login or whatever so I can see who you are. And what we got is we got a box of the Bandon Dunes logo golf balls. So it has all the logos from the main courses plus preserve. So, yeah, that. Let me know who you are, and it'll go out.
It was me.
Yeah, it was you. There's one thing we didn't talk much about is the merch. So
Yeah.
each clubhouse has their own branded merchandise. So, which is a brilliant move. And instead of having just one giant clubhouse, they've got.
And even Scott mentioned this. He said that's where Stream Song messed up is,
Totally.
it's black, blue, and red. I mean, Bandon is completely different from all the other ones.
And they have the majority of the same apparel. You've got head covers and you've got hats and that are along the same line, just feature the different logo. But then like at Pack Dunes, they had Travis Matthews, the only place we saw them. And, there was
Trails was the only place I saw Link Soul.
Link Soul, yeah. And a True Link shoe here and there. And it's a very unique thing. But how easy would it be to drop $2,000 in merch?
Very, very easily.
Joe was keeping an eye on his Bitcoin and everything just to see if it went up enough so he could get another shirt.
Yeah, I think all said and done, I spent about $700 or $800 on merch, which was pretty good. I thought I got something from each course, but man, that was one of the most stressful things out there. Was just trying to decide what to get from each spot. I mean,
So
Matt could
much
tell
good
you,
stuff.
I was stressed out. Like I gotta go. We have to stop at this pro shop tomorrow because I got to take another look. Like I was stressed.
There's so much good stuff. And the pullovers, the quarter zips
Yeah,
are ridiculous. And the hoodie, they have some amazing hoodies, but as we're saying, it's 105 back home. I'm not
Yeah.
going to wear this until January.
yeah.
So
The
it
good
makes
thing
it
is
tough.
no sales tax.
Yes.
So the price you see is the
Yeah.
price you pay.
Yes, the Peter Millar cashmere hoodie that was $375. Only $375.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a huge Peter Millar section. So if you're a fan of that stuff, oh my goodness. I just holding it, I felt like they were taking money from me. It's so nice.
Yeah, holding it, I felt like I had to cash out my 401k or something like that.
Yeah, you see some ridiculously priced stuff. There's $300 polos, there's $400 pants, there's $600 jackets. It can
A
be
lot of shit.
insane. But check the clearance racks because they're there. You just gotta find them.
At the main spot. The main spot
Yeah.
has them. So
Sorry,
Jeremy,
I-
I think
go ahead.
Jeremy is missing a question, and
Uh-oh.
I'm waiting for him to ask it.
I mean, is there anywhere else that this isn't a clear question you're thinking of, my mind is blank. But what's next now that you've played Bandon? Is there another place that is that high up on your list that you think you
Man, jeez.
could top it possibly, or
I could
equal?
tell him it's he wants to go to the Carolinas and he wants to go to Wisconsin.
And that yeah, I literally do not see like Pinehurst or Sand Valley or Stream Song, which are all high on my list, of course. I cannot see them even comparing to that spot.
Yeah,
I
agree
just
100%.
I want to go play them, of course, but I don't see them comparing to the high of Bandon.
Stream
but I
Song
would-
comes close because it's a unique property. It's amazing architects and
Yeah.
it's a blast to be there and see it and experience it because it is a very unique course, but it just doesn't compare to me.
Well, it's not oceanfront. It's not. They all don't have their own logos. I mean, it's Doak, Core Crenshaw, Gil Hance, which I have not played a Hance yet still, but
Same.
I don't see that happening. Maybe Sand Valley when the Lido opens. Maybe the Lido will give that flavor to it. Pinehurst, Pinehurst, of course, obviously looks like an incredible course. Tobacco Road. I just don't think they offer you what Bandon offers you. I just don't see it. Unfortunately, like I want to check them off. Of course, I want to play them, but Bandon is, from all the video and pictures and everything, and I've seen. I don't see it comparing to Bandon.
Is the Jeremy question, what was your favorite course?
Yeah.
Because I already know the answer. But
Oh,
do
you
they have
do.
Titleist
Yeah,
do
you
they have the Linkmaster bags there?
No,
I
I
didn't
did
see
not
it.
see any. No.
Okay. That's okay.
They have a
it'll be
ton of
cheaper when
logoed
I go
bags, but they're just the Titleist regular, not the Link Masters.
up. Okay. Okay, so Joe,
All right, Joe.
I know
Yeah.
Well,
We
yeah,
know
well,
it,
not
but-
course.
not necessarily favorite course, but everybody asks you your ranking. I didn't tell you my ranking.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Let's hear your ranking.
So currently,
Start from the bottom and work your way up. And you can throw
Oh,
the
we're going-
preserve in there.
we're
Yeah,
going
start from the
backwards.
bottom. Yeah,
How
go
do
backwards.
I never threw preserve in there.
I know.
I'm gonna say, as much as I love it, and it was my first like eye-opening experience out there, I'm gonna say Sheep Ranch is the bottom. It's a mythical place, and here's the thing about all these courses: they all are so not super different, but they're all different, and they fit into the spectrum of Bandon so perfectly. I'd say Sheep is the bottom. I've never had more fun on a hole than number 16 on our final round for Solstice. That was the funnest time I've ever had in my life playing golf. It was the best. But yeah, Sheep. As much as I love Sheep Ranch, it could be, well, if we're counting preserve, so 6. I mean, it could be my 6th favorite course in the world. It really could. It's incredible. So 5, I'm going to say Old Mac.
That hurts.
Well, I got to throw preserve in there. But Old Mac, like I told Scott, because Old Mac is Scott's favorite course out there. Old Mac is a classic. It's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is literally what I told him. I said, it's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You can watch it every day of your life and still love it. And that's what Old Mac is. Those green complexes out there are literally insane, huge, so much undulation, so many spots to play on those greens, so much movement. You will play it 100 times and you will still learn new things about it. Old Mac is insane. That finishing stretch, the Alps hole, 17, 18, the punch bowl at the end, it's easily top 3 finishes out at Bandon, guaranteed.
Coming over
are
the
the
hill
greens-
at the ghost hole, his ghost tree is just...
Oh yeah. The only thing that Old Mac holds against me is I should have been on the green with my tee shot. It got held up. I hit fucking smash that thing, and it should have been on there, but it got held up. But yeah, coming up on the ghost tree hole, like it is. You walk over that hill,
Sure,
and
it
it's
kind of sounds like it's better than number 5, in my opinion, the way you're talking about it.
Well, I got shit to say about the other ones. It is. You walk over that hill, and it's like welcome to the playground. You know, it's you see everything in front of you. There's not a lot of ocean holes. There's one ocean hole really, but it's welcome to golf as it was meant to be. Like really, those greens are insane, dude, crazy.
What were you going to say about the greens, Jeremy?
That's what I heard. I was going to say the only other person I know that is from Utah that played Old Mac said he had around 50 putts on Old Mac. He 9-putted holes. So
It'll happen.
that's all I've heard about Old Mac is the greens are insanity.
It
They're-
can happen.
Bananas, dude. So 18,
I-
17, 16, 15, 14. That birdie putt I made on 14, the short par 4, literally had 7 feet of break to it. It was, and it just hit it. That was a monster birdie.
It's 14? 14 goes to the ocean. It has the huge bunker on the right. This is 15. What's the Alps hole? Alps hole 16?
Yeah, Alps hole 16. So 15 you're talking about with the railroad ties?
It's the one where the green is elevated real high. It's
Are you talking about the one that ends at the ocean?
Yeah.
That's
Is that-
like 8, isn't it?
No. It's later on in the round. That's where
There's only one that you see the ocean on.
So what's the one that I said Andrew drove this hole, and you said, well, I'm going to try right now. That's 15, right? Oh, that's 14.
18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Yeah, the one I made a birdie on.
Yeah, so 13, the one before that, as you're going up the hill. I was down with my drive down below that massive, crazy bunker and hit a 5-iron that I thought it had a chance to go in the hole, and Scott was like, that might be in the hole. And so we're walking up, and so I'm green. It went past and rolled in this little grass bunker. And so I'm greenside, and I chip and catch it just a little bit more than I wanted to, and it rolled all the way off the front. And, I mean, it's just that stuff that just happens like that, you know?
Firmest greens I've ever played in my life.
Yeah. You could hear it in the wind hit.
Yeah.
From 150 yards away.
Yeah,
right, so
literally you can spend a lifetime on those greens and find new places to hit it on there to different pins. Like that's a course you can never get tired of.
All right, what's 4?
You're throwing me off because I have to throw preserve in here somewhere.
That's called being a good host.
So 2, 3, 4. These could flip flop on any day.
Well, today, what are they?
Today, I'm gonna say trails. Trails.
Wow.
Trails is a
wow.
Trails is a glorious walk through the forest. It's disorientating, which is probably the point. It is meant to leave your woes and worries behind. It is a walk through the mythical forest. Court Crenshaw did a great job. Like I said in our previous podcast, I'm really good at knowing where I'm at in the world and which way I'm facing and which way I'm going. Trails totally flipped me on my side. I didn't know where I was. I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous podcast, but it feels like you're playing Super Mario in a way. When you finish a world or a level and you jump into a pipe, to be
you
sucked,
don't know where you're going to come out.
you're sucked to a different world or level.
That's a great analogy.
That's what it felt like to me. It felt like every hole was its own level, and once you completed that, it's time for the next boss or level to complete. It was one of those courses where you can forget about everything and just enjoy playing golf. It was magical for sure.
All right,
so is trails like forest and dunes? Like there's a mix?
Yeah, it goes to the dunes.
You start in the dunes, then you go through the meadow area, and then you climb into the forest, and then you come out of the forest back into the meadow and finish on the dunes.
Is it across the street from the rest of the property?
It's the furthest south.
It's the furthest south property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and once we got into the forest, that's where I lost my mind. And there's a stretch there where it literally felt like Augusta National to me. What is that? That's what, 11, 12, 13?
Yes.
I literally felt like I was playing Augusta National for a minute. Like 100%.
It's so amazing. It's just incredible.
Par 4, lake on the right side, uphill par 3, and then a par 4.
230-yard par 3, by the way.
Which is supposedly the easiest hole in the course.
Hole in the course.
But it literally felt like Amen Corner to me. Like I for sure, for at least 1 second, thought I was playing Amen Corner.
Wow.
And he has a par 3 course ahead of that.
Must be a pretty damn good par 3 course.
For the listeners there, just let you know where you're at. Joe has 2 of the greatest golf courses in the world behind a par 3 course. And my God, if he puts another one behind it.
I think he might.
Because I know where he ranks the other 2 full courses. So there's a chance that one of the courses that was not too long ago ranked the number one course you could play. All right, Joe, what's 3?
I'm going to do it.
What?
I'm going to say Bandon Dunes, number 3. Probably the prettiest golf course I've ever played. Like, I really, really, really want to play it again and digest it fully because I was, like I said, juiced up.
You're starting to seriously cause me to wonder if the rankings that you've done for the Vegas, if your head is straight, because
well, just wait.
I can't wait to post these so people can just beat the fuck out of you on this.
That's fine. That's fine.
I know. That's what makes it fun.
Bandon is the prettiest golf course I've ever played. David McClay kid at a young age, just, not worried about what anyone thinks and what he did there in a place that is so off the beaten path and which brought people there to play golf with the only course. It is quite literally the most gorgeous golf course I've ever played in my life. It feels like you're almost playing golf in The Lion King. It is the sunsets, the trees are perfectly placed. Number one, when you turn that corner, just if you don't know anything about Bandon and you hit that first drive and you're in the middle of the fairway and you turn that corner, it is a gut punch. It feels like you're about to hit on to the top of a volcano, more than the volcano hole at the Sheep Ranch, in my opinion.
It's spectacular.
With the morning dew on the ground, I mean,
it was so good.
And then you get out to the coast and you can see a couple holes and you see these red flags flying and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go there. I was there. It's spectacular. And then 16, like I said, and I'll say it probably forever, is the most pretty hole I've ever seen in my life. That hole
and you ranked it number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
interesting.
So what's number 1? Because we'll know what 2 is.
Number 1 is Pack Dunes.
There it is.
Pack Dunes, number 1.
Wow.
Shotmaker's course, diabolical Doak. I'm taking the diabolical away from Pete Dye because Doak is a mastermind of contours and giving you false senses of hope in showing you where to hit it, but it's actually the wrong place to hit it. Doak is fuck Fazio.
Yeah,
Fazio's
that's what I
trash.
was gonna say. I said, we were walking and he goes, what the hell just happened? I go, you just got doked. And he's like, fuck Fazio. I looked at Scott and I go, dude, he is a Fazio fanboy.
Yeah, Fazio ain't got shit on Doak. Doak is a mastermind of manipulation.
100% agree.
He calls for the shot. You got to hit the shot. I love being forced to hit a shot. And that's what Pack Dunes is. Pack Dunes is the fucking illest course I've ever played in my life. It's the dopest
so
course
good.
ever. It's like I'm starting to well up a bit, but it's so fucking sick. Like he tells you hit it here, but that's not the right spot to hit it. And you could play that course, and I could play that course every day, for sure, guaranteed. It's so, and he throws it away. He's like, "Oh yeah, you don't like back-to-back par 3s? Well, fuck you. I'm putting a par 3 after this par 3." You know.
Really?
And he is a master.
And
he is
the
a
first
master of
one-
the short par 4.
The first one, you're looking at it and you're going, this is an absolutely insanely beautiful, incredibly hard, amazing par 3.
Yeah, the
You're
next
like,
one's
wow.
even doper. Like the
And then
next
the next
one is
one's even
so
better.
much sicker. What is that short par 4 on the back before the coffin bunker hole, right? What is that? A 16? 16,
Yeah.
I think. So it's a little like outlier green to the right. I hit this amazing tee shot.
Oh, this is where you
I
got
was like,
doped.
yeah, I was just short like 5 yards of the green on the left side. I was like, perfect. I fucking chip it onto the green like 3 feet and it runs all the way off the back. And I made par, but he says you're in a great spot, right? No, you're not. Like, so sick.
Congratulations, you got it here. Now get it next to the cup.
Yeah, I mean, Doak is a mastermind of golf course architecture,
and the way he
Dude,
uses the natural land is insane.
Good. And it's not like, I mean, it's similar in a way to how they did trails to the dunes and the meadow and the forest. You do get some trees on packed dunes, and it's like, it just works so perfectly, man. Like, I hit a chip on, I can't remember what hole. It was like 8, maybe 7 or 8. I have never chipped off that firm of turf in my entire life. Like, it literally felt like I was skinning a potato. It was like I just took skin off a potato and I fucking dug into that ground. It was, and I chipped it real close, but man, made par. But Doak is number one, my favorite golf architect now, guaranteed.
Hey, I wonder if you play how Tree Farm will be.
Oh, I know, right? Like, yeah, he's doing the Zach Blair project. It's coming together. I can't wait to play it. Like, now it's like, if there's a Doak nearby wherever I am, like, that's the one I want to play.
That's the first thing I'm looking for.
Yeah, number one. He's brilliant, and he's doing the Lido in the name of ZB McDonald or CB McDonald. He's not taking credit for that one, but
the par 3 course that he's designing at Bandon.
Yeah.
When you're on the preserve, I got pictures where you can see the flags where they're like marking out where the holes are going to be.
Right.
And Scott was like, it's going to be better than the preserve.
Yeah, he wants to make it the most difficult par 3 course in the world, he said. That's what Scott told us. And you can see some of the flags, and
wow. Wow.
Looks so dope.
Okay, so for everybody that is in just utter shock right now that you have the preserve ahead of not only Bandon Dunes, Bandon Trails, and Old Mac, why?
I feel like it's not even fair,
I know why,
really.
But I want to hear what you do.
I feel like it's not even really fair to throw this in this situation, but the Bandon Preserve, number one, has my favorite logo out there. It's an amazing logo. Number two, yeah. Number two, it's the most fun you'll ever have playing golf. That's what it comes down to. It is quite literally the most fun you'll ever have in your entire life playing golf. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
Did you need 5 more holes though? Were you left like wanting more, or you're good at 13?
It's perfect. It is
13
perfect
is
as
perfect.
it is. It's perfect as it is.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Honestly, I think 5 more holes might destroy it. Like, it is the perfect amount of time, the perfect amount of holes, the most fun you'll ever have playing golf. It's the only course out there that you can play with more than 4. It's the only course that you can play with caddies. It is the putting off 18 is perfect.
I'll never forget. We're on like the 4th hole, 5th hole. This is downhill. We got a group of 4 in front of us that were really slow, and there's a group behind us. And Joe's like, "I think I want a beer. I think I want a beer." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I think I want a beer." He goes, "All right, I'm gonna go get a beer." And so just
I'm barefoot. Also,
the vision of him scooting across the green that the guys are playing behind us. Going across, cutting across, going over to the end. So I text him. I'm like, "Hey, while you're there, grab me one."
Yeah, running through wood chips.
Then him coming all the way, scooting all the way back in bare feet. It's so much fun.
It is, and those holes are I mean, they're not like a par 3 hole. They're so intricate and so detailed, and they're unlike
mini versions of the big courses.
Exactly. Maybe even better. Like
if it's just the way that they're built, the shots that you have to hit into them, maybe you have to hit a shot like that on the course, on one of the full courses. But I mean, every hole just makes you think about something.
That's another one. Like, you could probably play 100 times and still find new things about it. Like, those greens are incredible. You can find different ways to hit into different pins there. Like, I mean, it's a magical spiritual experience.
And then when we went out there with Scott, and he's like, "We're only bringing 3 clubs. You can pick your 3 clubs right now." And Joe and I both grabbed putter, and he's like, "Huh, you guys are wasting a club on putter." And he's got the chutter.
Man.
And a square strike.
And a square strike. And,
I mean, there's a 40-yard hole there that is
diabolical.
one of the funnest holes I've ever played. Like,
it's 40 yards.
It's 40 yards. You can't see the pin. You can see the flag, like the top of the flag, but
it's like a bowl.
Yeah, it's one of the funnest holes I've ever played. It's 40 yards. I mean,
so much fun.
Amazing.
So much fun.
Who built the preserve?
Core Crenshaw.
Core Crenshaw.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, so let's take care of some business real quick before we get out of here. Even though this is a long one, one of these days we'll have to talk about what happened at the U.S. Open. But so I want to just do a quick rundown on our pick'em contest that we have. So Fitzpatrick won the U.S. Open. I won the week with McIlroy. He finished 5th. Joe had Finau, who missed a cut, and Jeremy had Jordan Spieth, who finished 37th. Harris, no, that's the year before. Xander Schauffele won the Travelers. We completely sucked ass this last week.
Hell of a shot into 18 there by Xander. Holy shit. And what a terrible decision by Sahith. Holy shit. Terrible call.
I don't know. I heard him
Xander
talking about it.
driver too, though.
Yeah, but Sahith tried to fucking fly it on the green from the fairway bunker, and he completely duffed it. That was
he
terrible.
said he had enough room. After
he hit it. It hit the bank and came back.
Well, he obviously did not have enough room. It was bad.
He said he had enough room, but he thinned it. Like, he literally bladed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was
into the bank.
That was hard to watch, though, for sure.
I love Sahith, but that was... I was yelling in the den. I'm like, "You fucking idiot! What are you doing?"
Yeah. Oh, it's good to see Xander again, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see him back in the winner's circle. I had Danny McCarthy. Joe had Sam Burns. Jeremy had Joaquin Niemann. We all missed a cut. So no points for anybody that week. So updated, Joe is at 33.47. I am only 595 points behind at 27.51, and Jeremy's 885 back at 24.62. So this week they're at the John Deere. There are not a lot of big players in this field. Everybody's blaming Liv, but it's not really a huge field event anyways. You see a lot of young up-and-comers, kids that are out of college now that have declared, and the top 5 get, status, and a lot of, Steve Stricker's playing in this, and Ryan Moore is playing. I'm interested to see how well he does. And then the Live event, when does that start? Is it this weekend, or is it during the week?
Yeah, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Did you hear how they're not getting paid? They're just deducting it from their guarantee.
That is the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, so
that's not enticing at all.
No. Well,
where's the motivation to win? Obviously you get money, but
there isn't.
It's like, here's $10 million. Come join us, and then wait, yeah, exactly. That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, and Brandel came out, was talking about that, and people were calling him out, and a couple of people fired back and said, yeah, no, that's actually what's happening. So, until I hear it and see it in writing that that's actually what happened, I don't know, and who knows if they'll ever say it. But, yeah, so in order for, DJ and Westwood and those guys that got the big $100 million, they got to win over what their guarantee is in order to bring home some additional cash. Not that they need any, because those signing contracts were massive. That, and then I think, Jeremy, you posted it in Discord about the Portland group that's kind of the Pumpkin Ridge people that are upset about the tournament coming there and have made their voices known, and a lot of members have left, and a lot of people are upset because they can't get their money back because they signed up before this was agreed upon. I mean, it's rubbing some people the wrong way.
For sure.
So we will see about that. Anything else you want to talk about news-wise? Anything? It's been a while since we've done a normal show, and this really wasn't a normal show, but...
Yeah, I mean, Matt Wolf going to live is no surprise, honestly.
Yeah. No surprise. The Koepka was no surprise. I mean, I said that in our Discord chat. I was like, as soon as Koepka doesn't make the cut at the U.S. Open, he's gone. And he made the cut, but he was still gone.
Interesting, the guys that get hurt easily are cashing checks.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be right there, I'm sure.
I mean, Matt Wolf is played some of the most schizophrenic golf of anybody. You know, he's either top 5 on the leaderboard or missed the cut by 15. So, sure, go get you some money, son.
Abraham Answer is sort of a surprise.
Yeah, because he's a good player.
Because of the whole, President's Cup and all that. He was, it's just, some of the guys are a surprise. Some you're just not surprised at all.
How about the short turnaround season? We're going to start from January to FedEx, and then there's going to be 8 tournaments after FedEx that are $20 million purses or something like that.
Well, you know what? And a lot of people are like, see, this is what Live is good for because it brought the money that they're hiding to the table. I'm like, okay, yeah, good point, I guess. But everybody knew they had money. It's not like they were like, all of a sudden, oh, where did this account come from? They've had the money. Just how they've been using it, I think, is kind of shitty. So, and good, more money to the players. Guys don't need more fucking money. They have enough goddamn money. Let's give some of that money, let's use some of that money to grow the mini tours and the Corn Ferry Tour. Let's get some Corn Ferry Tour events on TV. Let's get these guys some exposure. Let's show the world this other league that is amazing and not have to create another league to try and do the same thing.
Yeah, how about the number 2 ranked Eugenio Chichara going to Live?
Really?
I didn't
see that? Yeah, number 2 world AM. Yeah.
Well, he's not an AM anymore.
Nope, he's going to Live. That's what they need to worry about.
Yeah, that it's going to be a big draw for some of those kids. But I mean, like what Scotty Scheffler said. I grew up. My dream was to play on the PGA Tour. That's my dream, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I want to do. So credit to those guys. And then what was the other thing?
Did you guys watch?
Were you going to talk about the Slime Cup?
Slime Cup. Yeah,
I didn't watch it, but
I was like, I was going to watch it and go and start the show with, oh my God, can we talk about the biggest story in golf, the Slime Cup? And I watched all of 8 minutes of it and went, this is trash.
I watched the entire thing.
I don't need to see Colin Morikawa hitting a golf ball with a hockey puck and a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shoot.
I mean, I watched the entire thing, right? So, golf is huge. It doesn't need to get any bigger, but Theo was super into it, which was awesome to see.
I bet some of the kids were really. I mean, they had the whole Nickelodeon screen shit going on, and
I loved watching Theo watch it because he watches SpongeBob obviously, but that was super cool to see him engaged in it. Like, the dude doesn't sit down for more than a minute for the most part. And he sat down for at least 30, 40 minutes of that entire thing and watched it, which was really cool to see. So I enjoyed it. Obviously it was scripted, and they could have probably done a lot more things for obsessive golfers like us, but it was cool to see. I enjoyed watching it.
What did you think, Jeremy?
I didn't watch it, but I think it's genius. What better way to make golf look cool to little kids?
Right?
That's growing the game. Like
Yes.
you're getting lots of kids that have no exposure to golf, or maybe their dad golfs or mom golfs or whoever. But I don't think it's driving. I don't think it was directed at the golf nuts like us.
No,
The
not at
kids
all.
probably ate it up, and now you've probably got a bunch of kids who are like, golf looks fun, golf looks cool.
PGA Junior League is probably going to double its
Yeah.
signups. And if that
Yeah.
happens, awesome. Because
Honestly, I really just want to know.
that to happen.
I want to know how much Nickelodeon paid Ram, Morikawa, Lexi, and JT. I'm curious about that.
Ooh, what about the Lexi blow up?
I don't recall that.
Oh, yeah, she had a couple 2-footers to win a major and missed them and then blew off the media and walked off the course.
Is that after they put him on the clock with 2 holes left?
I think so.
Because I just saw JT's comments about it, but I didn't realize they were on the clock. I'm sure that had
Slow
something to
play
do with
warning.
her.
Yeah. Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that's-
I mean, that's... Come on. I mean,
2 holes left and you're on the clock.
yeah,
In a major.
in major.
My main thing about Lexi is she looks way older than she says she is. Sorry.
I agree, Joe. 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Kokrak hitting a ball into the parking lot and just walking to his truck and leaving, not even signing his card?
I'm waiting for the live announcement, to be honest. That's just crazy to me.
Right?
Yeah,
Hey,
dude, yeah. I mean, if
Dude, we've
that's the
all
way you're going
been
out,
there.
like, if you're going out like that, then props to you. I mean, hell of a
mean,
way to go out.
come on, finish your fucking round, sign your card, say sayonara. Jesus.
There's only a few guys I could see doing that. Pat Perez is one of them.
Yeah.
John
Kokrak,
Daly,
I guess,
could
is
see
one of
doing
them.
Kokrak wasn't one I would think that would do that, honestly. But
No.
he did.
It's just that's a hilarious thing to just envision happening.
Yeah.
Hey, Roars was saying, he goes, I'm sure it was staged. He goes, he just didn't care to
Probably.
be there anymore and
Probably.
wild stuff.
Either
Wild stuff.
way.
Okay, so what's that?
Either way, it's hilarious.
All right, so let's get into our picks for this week at the John Deere. I don't even know the name of the course or anything. Jeremy, do you know any of that? You got it off the top of your head there?
No, but I'm picking the field.
You're picking the field. Okay, so since we all missed a cut, we'll revert back to the U.S. Open where I won, so I will get to take my first pick.
All right,
Not
favorites:
much.
Webb Simpson at
yeah, do
12
the
to
odds.
1, Adam Hadwin 16 to 1, Sahith Theegala 22 to 1, along with Denny McCarthy. Howell the third, Cam Davis 25 to 1, Jason Day, Mav McNeely 28 to 1, Patrick Rogers, Nick Hardy 33 to 1, Cam Champ 45 to 1, Poston had a good showing this past weekend 45 to 1, Streelman 50 to 1. Stricker 60 to 1, Hank Labiota 85 to 1, Ryan Moore 85 to 1. I'm gonna just stop there.
Okay. No, do the last one.
Oh, I'll go to the last one. All right, let me go all the way down here. 301, Ben Coles, Scott Gutschewski, David Skins, Dylan Wu, and Jason Duffner
Duffner.
at the
Duff
bottom,
is at the bottom.
just wiping dudes.
Okay. My pick, I'm going with Mr. John Deere, Steve Stricker. 60 to 1.
All right.
Jeremy, Spieth made the cut, Finau didn't, so you have the next pick, sir.
All right,
Is this like
going,
the live lottery?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Charles Howell III. He played well last week. Yeah,
Chucky Three
I think-
Sticks.
Yes.
What's his odds, Joe?
25 to 1.
Wow, he's a lot higher than that, I thought. And yeah, Data Golf has him as the highest odds to win.
I'm gonna go.
Jeremy doing some research.
I'm gonna go Cam Davis at 25 to 1. Been playing some good golf.
Davis,
Weak
25 to 1.
field.
Let's see.
Weak field.
Yeah, it's a weak field. It's because of Liv. Totally, 100% because of Liv.
Well, when's the Open? Isn't the Open after this week?
A couple weeks away.
Oh.
But we got
People got to ride the boat over there.
we got this, and then the Scottish Open, which is a PGA event this year in the FedEx Cup. It hasn't been in the past. It was just a DP World Tour, but it's on the FedEx Cup schedule for points. So yeah, people are taking a week off, traveling, getting over there. Not a huge field this week. Let's see.
And by the way, it's at TPC Deer Run. Totally dense moment there when you asked me what the course was. It's the same place every year. It's in Silver,
I couldn't
Illinois.
think of it.
So. Yeah.
You said Cam Davis, right?
Cam Davis.
Yeah,
25 to 1.
Yeah, I know. I was just looking to see where the... Oh, there he is. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. They have... Data Golf has him at 10th. 10th spot. Steve Stricker is in the 6th spot.
Interesting.
7th. So... All right, if you guys ain't got nothing else, I know this is a long one.
Last thing I'll say
Oh, okay.
is
Do you
that...
want to come help me paint tomorrow?
No. I got to go to work. Last thing I'll say. If at any time any listener wants to ask me about Bandon or talk about Bandon, I'm always down.
Oh, that goes
So,
for me too. I'm always
yeah.
down for Bandon talk. We could
Reach out to me.
do a Bandon episode. We could do like Bandon Fridays. Matt and Joe talk more about Bandon because they haven't talked enough about it in the last month.
I could talk about it all day, every day. So, yeah, if you got questions, if you're going, let myself or Matt know. I mean, I'll talk to you all day about it. Can't wait to get back there. And I can't wait to see Jeremy's face when he finally plays it. Like,
Oh, I know.
Scott was like, it was like our 71st hole, and he said I think he said to her, she's like, yeah, this dude's had a smile on his face all day long.
All day long.
Yeah.
There was so many funny moments.
Best
Hey,
time I've ever had playing golf.
I want to give some love to our listeners and followers and fans and people that tune into us each week. We know, there's a ton of golf content out there for you to consume, be it social media channels or podcasts or YouTube. So we are very appreciative of it. We hit a milestone on our monthly downloads. And so you will notice as you're listening, you'll have these little ads pop up for other podcasts that are on Buzzsprout, which is where we upload and host our show at. So we qualified to help run these ads for other shows, and so I'm going to try and keep the topics as closely related to golf as possible. You won't be hearing any video gamer ads or crime drama ads. I could put them out there. This is a little way for us to monetize the show a little bit, but I'm going to try and keep it as fresh as available. So if you're listening and you hear one of those ads, there's a good chance that you might be interested in that as well. And then hopefully you'll hear ours popping up on other people's shows as well. So it's something new that Buzzsprout is doing. And because of you guys tuning in each week, we have that feature enabled now. So thank you, everybody, for that. We still highly encourage you to please go to Apple Podcasts and give us a review. And you can also do that on Spotify. Yeah, and share some love. Let everybody know that you're a Chasing Daylight listener.
Yeah.
We love it. We love meeting all the people out at the Solstice. We saw Bradley Putters out there. It was his first time doing it. Met some really unique individuals that just have a crazy passion for the game. So,
man, we didn't even talk about the punch bowl.
Oh my God. Where would you put the punch bowl? Would that be the head of the preserve?
1.5.
Yeah, dude, Jeremy, the punch bowl is incredible. The pictures and video do not do it justice. It's so much fun. It's incredible.
The only thing the punch bowl needs is a closer bathroom.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because when I'm drinking, I got to go to the bathroom too frequently.
You got to hit the tap in and then you got to tap out.
Yeah. But they got a little trailer that's a bar that right where you start. It's just so good. It's so
Jeremy, the punch bowl is incredible. So good.
All right, everybody. Have a great week. We got a VGN tournament this Saturday out at Bears Best.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing everybody out there. Hopefully my knee is working by then. A little scared to take a golf swing, but I'm going to attempt it in the next day or so, see how I do. And watch some golf, watch some live, watch some Nickelodeon. there's so much golf content out there. And we'll be back next week with another show. So, like I said, make sure you get out, chase some daylight.
Shout out Tom Dope. Later.